Okay, guys, back to our bar graphs, and we are on page today. I can't even see where I am. I'm frozen. Hold on. Where am I? Here I am. Okay. We are on page 684. 684. Okay. And you can see we're going to be working on a bar graph. We're going to make a pretty bar graph. Okay. Pause it if you're not there because I am ready to start. Make a bar graph to solve the problem. What do I need to find? What information do I need to use? Okay, we know that. Matthew measured the height of his plant once a week for 4 weeks. Describe how the height of the plant changed from May 1st to May 22nd. So in this bar graph, this is a little different from our other bar graphs. In this bar graph, we're going to show how tall a plant is, how tall Matthew's plant is. So what can we call this chart, this bar graph? Matthew's That's Matthew. We're going to make Matthew's, so we put apostrophe S. Matthew's plant. That's the title of our graph, Matthew's plant. He has one plant, and he measured it each week to see how it changed, right? Plants, when they grow up, right? They don't grow down. They just get bigger and bigger and bigger. So this is going to be a little bit different than what we did before. So over here, we're going to put, this is the height of the plant in inches. So we're going to say height. Height remembers how tall something is. Height's a hard word to spell because it has lots of silent letters. The E is silent, the G and the H are silent. Height, the I goes I. Height in inches. I'll use a capital because it's like a title. Inches, the label's like a title. Height in inches. Got it? If you're behind, you better pause it because I'm going to move my book. And these are the dates that he measured on it. Okay? So we can say dates. We'll just put dates. These are the dates that he measured the plant. Okay, now watch how I'm going to color this a little differently than the way we colored the others. First of all, I need crayons. Okay. So I'm going to look at my chart here that says how tall the plant was, not how much it grew. May 1st, it was 2 inches tall. So I'll start with, let's say I start with, I don't know, this one reddish. So I'm going to do 2. Now, on May 8th, it did not start all over again. It started with 2. So what I'm going to do is all the way across, I'm going to color 2 inches because that was how much it grew the first week. And it didn't die. The plant was still there. So that 2 stayed all the way. The first 2 inches of the plant stayed all the way. Now, look at what it says for May 8th, 3. I already did 2, so what do I need? I need 1 more. And that'll make 3 for May 8th. Because May 8th it says 3. Here's 3. Now you can see the plant was 2 inches the first week. How much did it grow the next week? It grew 1. It's 3 inches tall, pero creció uno más. Got it? Now this inch that it grew, that's going to stay the rest of the time. So I'm going to color this one all the way across too. Because that's what it grew. The second week it grew 1 inch. Right? Now May 15th when he measured it, it's now 5 inches. So let me get another color here. How about the blue? It's now 5 inches. I already got 3, so I need 2 more. Now it'll be up to 5 inches. Now I can see that this week it grew 2 more. Okay, so first it was 2 inches, then it was 3 inches, then it was 5 inches. Now this 5, that stays the rest of the time too. So I'm going to color it like that. And the last week, it was 7 inches. Now here's 5, so we need 2 more again. I'll put 2 more. I'll use black here. 2 more, because now it's up to 7 inches. So you can see it grew 2 inches, then it grew 1 more, 2 more, and 2 more. Okay? Now, you would never add these two like that. They can't say, how tall was it in May 15th and May 22nd? You don't add these. You can do problems with how much did it grow. Then you would subtract this from this to get the 2. But you can't add the columns. You're not going to add. You're not going to say how many inches was it tall in the whole month and then you add them all. No. This is how tall it was at the end of the month. 7. You can't add them. Okay? So what can we say about the height of the plant? First it was here, then it was here, then it was here, then it was here. What happened to the height of the plant? It was what? Was it getting bigger or smaller? Bigger. And what word do we use? The height of the plant increased. That means the plant grew every week. This is a 3rd grade word, increased. The height of the plant increased every... Can you see this? I bet you can't, can you? Okay. What can we say about the height of the plant? Well, that it went up every week. We use the word increased. Can you put that word? The height of the plant increased. It got bigger. It grew. The plant grew every week. The height of the plant increased every week. Period. Go ahead, finish that. The height of the plant increased every week. It only grew 1 inch this week, though, but then it went 2, 1, 2, and 2 more. The height of the plant increased every week. How many inches did the plant grow from May 1st to May 22nd? Well, at May 1st it was 2, and then on May 22nd it was 7. So if we subtract the 2 from the 7, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It grew 5 inches. I could put a 5 down here. You see where I'm writing? You don't even see it, do you? Right down there. How many inches did the plant grow from May 1st to May 22nd? Here's May 1st. Here's May 22nd. So you can just take May 1st away, and that's how much it grew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It grew 5 inches. Okay, let's go over to the other side. You guys try this one on your own. Good. Pause it this time. Pause it and try it on your own. Remember, you're going to have to do a title and labels. See if you can do a title and labels and then put the data. Here's the data for you. Okay. Did you pause it and do it? Okay, I'm going to work on it. Now, your title doesn't have to be exactly the same as mine. Okay, so long as you put some title that makes sense. Bianca wrote the number of hours that she practiced playing guitar in June. Describe how the amount of practice time changed from week 1 to week 4. We're going to do that down here. We're going to describe it. For now, let's just work on our bar graph. So what is this bar graph showing you? She practiced the guitar. right? And she practiced hours each week. So we're going to call this guitar practice. So I'm going to use the word guitar with a capital G because it's a title. I'm making a title for my graph. The title tells someone what this data shows us. Guitar, and here's the word practice. I'm going to take off the D and put practice with a capital P because it's a title. We use capitals. Guitar practice. I could have put Bianca's guitar practice. That would have been more exact, right? I should have really put Bianca's guitar practice. But if Bianca's doing the chart herself, she won't put Bianca's guitar practice. She could put my guitar practice, or she could just put guitar practice. And let's see how much she practiced. These are what? These are hours she practiced. So we're going to say hours practiced. Hours practiced. Can you see it here? Practiced. Hours practiced. Go ahead, try that. If you don't get it done, you can pause it, right? Hours practice. I'm going to turn it so if you're not done, you better pause. Here we go. Here are the different weeks. So we're just going to put weeks. Weeks. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Weeks. Now we got to put our data. Let's start with week 1. 1 hour. So the first week, she practiced just one measly hour. Not too much. Well, you don't want to practice too much. She might have had other things she was busy doing. Sometimes we're too busy to do a lot. Second week, 2 hours. Well, that's cool. She went up to 2 hours the second week. So I'm going up to 2. And these are different hours. These are not the same. Here, the plant was the same plant, right? But these are different hours, different weeks. So I'm going to do it a different color all the way down. Week 3, 4 hours. Green? Okay, green. 4 hours. 4 hours. Up to the 4. I don't have to count. I can just look on the side and find the 4. Four hours. And week 4, 5 hours. That looks too much like week 1, huh? How about brown then? That doesn't look like anything. 5. Here's my 5. I better mark it off. If you don't mark it off, sometimes you're busy and you forget what you're doing and you go all the way to the top. And then you have to try to erase crayon. It's hard, so I was careful to do 5. Don't start on the bottom. If you start on the bottom and go up, you might forget and go too high. So always know how high you're going to go and then go back down. You know where the bottom is. You can't forget that. Now, what can you tell about the practice? What happened to the practice? First she did 1, then 2, then 4, then 5. The amount of practice time, what did it do? What's that 3rd grade word we learned? The amount of practice time increased. Increased. That means it got bigger. The amount of time got bigger. Increased each week. The amount of practice time increased each week, period. The amount of practice time increased each week. Did you see the word each? E-A-C-H? The amount of practice time increased each week. If Bianca's practice time is 4 hours in week 5, how does her practice time change from week 1 to week 5? If it goes 4 hours in week 5, it would only be up to here. Then what would we say? What would we say? The practice time. Now remember, if week 5 is 4, it would be up here about. You see where I'm pointing? It wouldn't be up to the top. It would be up here, week 5. So what could we say? The practice time increased. We're starting out the same. Increased each week. That sounds the same as this one. The practice time increased each week. Until week 5. What happened in week 5? Well, it went to 4 hours. When now it didn't increase, it went down. What word do we use for down? Going down, not increase. We use the word decreased. Decreased. When it decreased. Are you getting all this? The practice time increased each week until week 5. When it decreased, how much did it go down? It went down to 4. So it went from 5 to 4. It went down 1 hour. It decreased 1 hour because 4 is 1 less than 5. It dropped 1 hour. When it decreased 1 hour to, how many hours was week 5? 4 hours to 4 hours. Period. The practice time increased each week until week 5, when it decreased 1 hour to 4 hours. So it went up, but then when it gets to week 5, it goes down to 4 hours. It drops an hour. Got it? If you are not done, pause it because I'm about to stop. Well, you don't even have to pause it. It will pause itself when you're done. So I'll see you tomorrow, guys. More bar graphs, I'm sure. Bye-bye.